San Francisco, California at the Assembly on Mother's Day here. It's a gorgeous day in the backyard. I have the backyard all to myself. I just finished some astrology readings here for some lovely women who came down for Mother's Day. And I wanted to talk about the new moon in Taurus because I feel like this is the perfect background of it. And it's happening this Tuesday. It's a major one because it's also going to be coinciding with Uranus moving into Taurus. So it's a major awakening, time of awakening, a major breakthrough for us in the Taurus area of your horoscope. This has been much anticipated as Uranus had been in Aries for the last 7 years. So if we go back to 2011, we're winding up a story. Even though Uranus will retrograde back into Aries for just a short stint, we're pretty much entering a brand new cycle of Uranus and Taurus. So many people have felt a lot of sort of accident-prone energy during this transition because Aries is a very accident-prone energy, especially at 29, and we've also had Mercury squaring Mars and Mercury conjunct Uranus as I'm making the video today with the moon at the dark phase of Aries, 29 Aries, about to shift into Taurus. So we're going to have a dark moon in Taurus energy, you know, for the latter part of Sunday into Monday until we have the new moon on Tuesday. So anyway, we've been anticipating this precipice, this brink that we're on between Aries and Taurus, and I think it's an awakening. Uranus is usually an awakening. It's the descending or masculine kundalini that's awakening the Taurus part of our chart. Many of you know that I've just recently had a freak accident with my little dog Harpo, who tore his foot, and that happened last weekend, and I feel like that is very indicative of this Uranus and Aries energy. Was actually affecting his chart directly, but also showed up in my chart because Taurus rules my house of pets, small animals. So I feel like that was sort of the wake up. You could look for a wake up call. I'm sharing this as an illustrative story about what you might expect in the Taurus area of your chart. It's like something is a wake up call to make you more conscious. For me, it's, you know, revealing how essential it is to be woke at all times, like to not ever, you know, to not do things unconsciously, because that's when accidents occur. You know, it's that one moment where you're just not really present, and to not take the body for granted in any way. It's so delicate and fragile, and we just have to treat it with so much awareness. You know, that's how bones get broken or things get torn, when it's those moments where we're just not completely there. So paying attention, this is the time to pay attention, especially in the Taurus area of your horoscope. And on a new moon level, so we're talking about the Uranus aspect of the awakening, and a lot of people have been giving their interpretation of what the Uranus and Taurus cycle might look like or might be triggering in our lives. And there's certainly been a lot of talk around money and finances being, you know, there being some kind of shakeup around our relationship to money. Taurus rules money. It also rules beauty. It rules the body. It rules the earth. So obviously there's an awakening in all of those areas. Our value system. I've been saying I think that we're going to be craving less screen time and more being on earth in our bodies, more in the physical, like awakening to the fact that we've gotten really away from that. Uranus and Aries was an excellent time for working on our personas. There was a big focus on persona kind of thing, social media, curating the perfect profile, curating the perfect, you know, the image, right? It's more the appearance with Aries. Now Taurus, it's more about our value system getting a big awakening. So what do we really value? And this new moon is asking us, what do we really want to grow over the next 6 months? So it has a nice trine to Pluto, which is very powerful for deeper levels of evolution and consciousness, you know, from the shadow level up. So we may be looking at some of our shadow values during this new moon and how some of our ruts or attachments have actually been holding us back and not allowing us to grow what we really value or cherish or find beautiful. Like maybe our attachments to security or the familiar or what we think will give us security has actually been undermining us, and we'll be looking at that during this new moon. So it's essential to take an honest and hard look at what you value, what you prioritize, what you cherish, and ask yourself if that's what you've been giving your attention to, that's what you've been building your life, that's how you've been growing your garden. And if not, you need to uproot and weed out whatever is no longer viable and valuable to you. So I think Uranus is going to help awaken that area anyway, and to really shake us up and have us look at, okay, so now how do you want to do this differently, the Taurus area of your chart? How are your values shifting? How's your relationship to money shifting? How's your relationship to beauty shifting? Your relationship to your voice, to listening? All of these are Taurus themes. Taurus is the archetype of the Hierophant in astrology, in tarot. So it's the inner, it's the listening function, being a good listener to yourself and to others. So that's going to be valued, highly prized over the next several years. How well we listen to ourselves, to our bodies, to what's happening around us. The body, as Martha Graham, who's one of my favorite Taurus, she just had her birthday a couple days ago, says the body never lies, movement never lies. There's deep truth in the body, so this is a time to really pay attention to the wisdom of the body, and to pay attention to what you want to grow over the next 6 months in the Taurus area of your horoscope. So anyway, that's just a preview of the new moon to come, and I hope this is helpful. Please feel free to share the video with anyone you think might need some new moon in Taurus guidance.